slowly just falling apart more and more. Hello? Could you guys hear the backing track? Was it working? Have I, like, done the single most significant thing I've ever done on a computer in my life? Hold on. Wait a second. Let me see. Let me see if that's my dude. Hold on. If it is, I'm about to be pumped. It is him. Well, everyone say hi to Mason. Let's blow the chat up. Just say hi to Mason. Oh man, that's so funny. Them clipper? I know, right? My hair's getting so long. So long. Bonjour. Hello, Mason. There you go. My buddy. He said he was gonna try to watch. That almost sounded professional. No, not here, man. Not here. So how is everybody doing? We still got the flood of high Masons coming in. Yo, Robert, what's up, man? Man, don't lose the facial shrubbery if you're not getting rid of the mane. Yeah. I should. It gets tough to deal with beard and all that, and like all the hair. You know, it's just like a walking it, just walking around. Or what was his name? Yeah, Cousin It. Did I buy the Les Paul Jr. in TV Yellow at EMC? Did I? No, I didn't. I did not. You know what's funny is they posted that video and I was like, dude, it's perfect. And I watched the video and I sent it to my buddy Nick. And I'm like, dude, it's already gone. Someone already bought it. Like, before we could even, like, discuss the guitar, someone had bought it. So, no, it was not me. There won't be any you know, vintage guitars anytime soon. Am I gonna hit 3 hours tonight? I don't know. I am feeling kind of tired. No, I'm watching this. Logan, this is probably not gonna be as entertaining. I'm gonna be honest. Charbel, finally. I know, I was just talking to the channel members. So anyone who's tuning in, channel members, if you are not at the pre-show, make sure you head over to the community section and you can see the next guitar that we're giving away. We just bought, I don't have it here yet, but we bought it from Sweetwater, so we got to literally pick out the serial number, all that kind of stuff. And this one my wife picked out for you guys. So it should be pretty cool. I don't know when exactly we'll start the actual giveaway and do all that kind of stuff. That's probably a little bit away. A little bit of ways away, I should say. Hey, dude, Pat is watching with you? Man, oh man. My old buddy Pat. Tell Pat, I almost called him yesterday. Pat is the man. The man with the plan. And his name's not Stan. Oh! Tell Pat he would appreciate it. We were just talking about they had a what was that? It was a 58 or a 59 Les Paul Jr. double cutaway in TV yellow. Man, I don't know if Pat, I don't know if you like Les Paul Juniors or not, but I know I sure do. Remember, I'm your lost son. Pat said he is in it. Yo, Pat knows it. He knows it. Like, I mean, he's got the moves. He's got the style. Pat's got it all. Pat's got a 63 Strat. What can you do with that? You know what's funny? Speaking of Pat, you guys, Pat is one of the best guitar players ever that me and Taylor are talking about. And I still use... Pat probably won't even remember this. Pat showed me this chord progression and this little move. Oh, I was probably... I don't know. 19? 20? I'm not sure how old I was. But I still do it all the time. I remember he made fun of how I played minor 7 chords. He's like, no, you got to play them like a jazzer plays minor 7s. And he showed me this chord. It's like the coolest little resolution ever. That A with the B in the bass. So I guess technically that's just an add 9. Because you're just adding that 2 in there. And then, I don't know what this... And that's diminished, but what is it with the B? I don't know. I would try to stump Pat all the time. I'd come in like, Pat, what's this chord? And I'd play some like stupid chord. I would like, and he'd, hold on, play it again for me. Hold on a second here. So, lots of good times with Pat. Yeah, I'm using the Axe Effects. I didn't want to use any of the real tube amps. We just had a bad storm go through here. It was raining like crazy. It was like a whiteout basically, and I had an amp before when there was a power surge, and it blew some of the preamp tubes, and it blew one of the fuses in the amp because of the power surge that happened. And I was like, you know what, Ixnay the real tube amps tonight, because I wanted to. I was gonna just turn all the amps on again, but I was like, you know what? I'll blow up this old out of date Axe Effects before I was just talking to the channel members about how the Marshall has, legit old like Ruby tubes, all that kind of stuff in it. Some good tubes. I'm like, I don't want to blow up those things, so I was like, no real amps tonight. Pat's enjoying the show? Oh, man. I've stolen so many things from Pat. See if Pat remembers this one, Taylor. It's another lick. I saw him play this once. He was out playing an amp on the floor, and I can't remember what he did. So, started talking some songs more seriously too when the surge blew out the power supply at my PC once. Ooh, yeah, that's crazy. I turned the computers off and stuff. I mean, like nowadays there's a lot of like this. I have a lot of fail safes now. Whenever I messed up my tube amp, I had it plugged right into the wall, which I know is like the ultimate no. You don't plug an amp into the wall. But I was just testing something real quick and messed it up. So basically now I have it's probably a scam. I have like a really nice surge protector, and then I have everything running into my power conditioners here. So and they tell me whenever the power's good, like it's green right now and all that stuff. So I try to try to make it as safe as possible, but the only real way to make it 100% turn it off. Phil Kagi, that's right. It was a Phil Kagi lick. I remember now. Yeah. And Pat would show me some Pat Martino and all those guys. We'd nerd out to Lukather and argue how he played the run in Rosanna. I don't remember how he plays it right now. Can't remember anymore. Iron Maiden? I don't really know any Iron Maiden. Yeah, I liked Iron Maiden. Me and my buddy Steven grew up playing guitar together. And we used to know some Maiden tunes just because of the sweet twin harmony with Aces High and all that kind of stuff. But I haven't played it in years. So I can probably turn this down a little bit. I had it pretty rocking over here with the backing track. How's the Esquire doing? Doing good, man. Right there. I'll plug it in. As you guys know, this. Another thing I was talking to the channel members about. I said, a lot of people. I'd say this is probably the favorite guitar on the channel, even more so than my Les Paul. But this is like one of my least favorite guitars to play because the neck is so small on it. I can't play it for real long without it hurting my hand. So I love the guitar, but I also hate the guitar all at the same time. So that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, baby. Ugh. Let me turn a little bit of this distortion down and not dishonor the guitar. So much distortion on it. Out of tune. I was trying to learn this Crazy Van Halen song earlier. I was using the Esquire. How you feel about your Kramer? Yeah. They're really cool, and I can see why they were like shreddy guitars, that flat radius and all that stuff. Not for me though. Man, it's hard. Like, it's just something about the way, because I play with my thumb over the neck so much. Something about the way my hand sits on there. Well, there we go. I'm like, it's so dark. Play some Walsh. There you go. Let me give you direct audio. Well, I don't know. There you have it. Old Walshy Poo. Well, Van Halen song was I learning. Oh, you're gonna have to wait and find out though. Can't tell you that. I was texting Beneller. Hey, John, what's up, man? How are you doing? The dude who has the coolest guitars in the world is John. And I don't remember I remember you told me one time how to say your last name, and I would butcher it to pieces. But John literally has some of the coolest. I mean, he has one of the George Lynch. What are those called? Scary guitars. Like not like the LTD and ESP George Lynch, like the ones that George Lynch makes. So. Stream cliffhanger, I know. What's your thoughts on Randy Rhoads? I love Randy Rhoads. You know, Randy. I've learned some Randy stuff obviously over the years. Randy of the Aussie guitar players really wasn't particularly my guy. Zach Wilde was the guy that I learned the most stuff from. But I certainly know some of that Randy era. I mean, I know a little bits and pieces of most of the stuff from, you know, some Randy stuff, some Jakey Lee. But it was just Zach, you know, when No Rest for the Wicked and No More Tears. Those two albums, I just wanted to learn everything on them. Drop Dead Legs. I need an old Plexi and a Flying V to play that one correctly, though. Richie Kotzen? Oh yeah, man, lots of Richie Kotzen. I always liked how he a lot of those little half-step bend things that I do. To me, that all comes from Richie because I learned how he did his major 7 arpeggios. So he would slide instead of bending, though. Like I bend. So. And then he would kind of do those kinds of things. And I always thought it was super, super cool when he would throw that in because he would just be kind of like playing, you know, whatever it would be, and then throw that in there all of a sudden. Oh, thank you, John. All these years spent trying to catch up to you, man. Whoa. Youth Gone Wild. I can't remember any Skid Row stuff. No. It's all bad. It's already going downhill. I don't remember it. See, there it was. There was the little Richie thing in there, just like out of nowhere. He would just throw it in. It was so. I need a guitar with lower action to actually play any of that stuff. Let me switch to the Les Paul or something. Something a little bit easier to play. I love the Esquire for the fact that it's not this super easy to play guitar. It makes you dig in. It's more of like a bendy guitar and like a riff guitar for me. So to do all these kind of like Van Halen things and all that stuff, I'm like, it's not that guitar. Oh wow, Joseph, thank you so much for the super chat, man. If you meant to leave a question or something in that, by all means, please throw it in the chat, and hopefully maybe me or Big Red Tower or one of the channel members might see it, and I'll answer it for you. Thank you, Rose. Let's go down, baby. Jimbo, never talk much about Metallica. Are you not a fan? No, I learned a lot of Metallica stuff early on. And You know, the reason why I always preferred Megadeth over Metallica, I was never a huge Kirk Hammett fan. I liked James. I like his riffs. It was funny. I didn't realize they were James solos, but all my favorite Metallica solos, I found out later. I'm like, oh, those are all James Hetfield solos. But when it came to like Megadeth, I liked all their riffs, and I loved Marty Friedman's solos. You know, and I can't remember who their first guitar player. Well, they had a lot of guitar players. Who was the guitar player on Peace Sells and all that stuff? Super good, like real like legato-y. Oh, he asked, what are the most important arpeggios? I think when you're learning arpeggios and stuff, the most important ones, man, is just learn your basic major and minor, because that lays the groundwork for everything else. So if you can learn just a couple of like real simple shapes, here, let me get you guys a close-up camera. Man, look at this. Has this not just turned into like the most high-tech show ever? I mean, I'm kind of impressing myself at this point. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. But yeah, learn something. Learn your basic shapes. And what I always did was I looked for roots inside of the shape. So like that is like I guess in the Cage system it'd be like your C shape, which walks into your D shape. So that's a major, and then you have your minor. And this is something I just did in the clinic for the people who purchased 8-course bundle. I was just saying how easy it is to kind of manipulate the way that these arpeggios fall. So like if you're doing this one, and a real easy one that I like to do is I turn it into like a dominant 7 arpeggio. And all I did was I took that basic shape that I knew, and I just added my, if you know the, basically, to really understand the arpeggios, you have to know the chord formulas. So I added my minor 7, which is my G note out of the key of A, into it all. So now I'm outlining a nice dominant 7. Or like I said, you can continue to adapt it. Like I love doing, you know, add 9 chords and stuff like stuff like this. Like I just think it has such a cool sound and like tonality to it. But that's all because I just know the basic shape, and you have to know how to add or subtract things to it. Go to minor, turn it into a minor 7. You know, so it's just that kind of stuff. You know, learn your very basic ones. A lot of people want to skip over it and get to the real exotic sounding arpeggios right away. Don't do that. Lay that groundwork. You know, get the bass, and then it makes, you know, if you know your theory behind a lot of it, it makes it real easy. Wow, John, thank you so much, man. You did not have to do that. Sometimes you have to work for it, and that makes the guitar special. Exactly, yeah. You know, Tim Pierce talked about this in one of his videos. I think it was the video that me and him did together. Sorry. Of course. He was talking about how, you know, he wants some guitars to play to where they just play themselves. And some guitars, he wants to, like, fight a little bit. You know, they shouldn't be this, like, super easy play it, you just lay your hands on it and it plays, because it does make you play differently. And that's kind of like if I want the guitar that just plays itself, that's when I play the PRS. You know, like that thing is just perfect. I don't have to do anything. And but if I want to fight a little bit more, my Strat fights me simply because the frets are so low on it. You know, with new frets it probably wouldn't be that bad. But the Esquire, and not that it's like hard to play, it's just different to play. You know, if you're not used to that vintage radius, it's very, very different. It feels weird to feel the fretboard under your fingers the way that, like I said, you know, just the radius of old guitars. If you're used to like a 12-inch radius or God, what is Ibanez, like 16 or something like that? Like super flat radiuses. And suddenly you play something that has a curve to it, it's very different. Wow, thank you guys all so much for this, and thank you again, John. Killian, thank you so much. If you meant to leave a comment, please leave it in the chat, and we'll try to get to that. Oh, Joseph, thank you again, man. He says, makes sense now. I've known the cage system, it all falls in. Yeah, exactly. You know, and again, if you want to learn the cage system or more about it, check out one of my buddies, Brett Papa, on YouTube. 100%. He's the guy to go for that stuff. I do not know the cage system other than basically what Brett told me on the phone one day. Like, I don't even know if he knows that. Like, my only knowledge of the cage system is what Brett has told me. Everything I know was a matter of learning my diatonic chord shapes through the scale. Krager, thank you, man. It's an awesome course bundle. It's really useful. You have a great community here. You know what, man? That is... I feel like it's a total, like, 50-50 thing. You know, I think that we've really built a great community here on YouTube. 100%. Like, I've always said it. You know, I think we have one of the most positive and helpful communities. There's a lot of other places, you know. People like to rag on each other pretty hard, and you know, some other comment sections. But here, man, it's all just good vibes. Gibsons are pretty flat radius. Yes. Yep. Gibsons are very flat radiused. Thank you, Big Red Tower. Yeah. Like I said, if you're interested in the cage system, check out Brett. Brett has courses on it, all kinds of stuff. Like, you know, Brett is the guy to go for that. Stefan, what's up? Hey, Alex. Hey, Robert. Hope all is well. Wanted to say, I know it's an Esquire, not a Telly, but it always amazingly good page tone. Yeah, you know, the reason why it gets such good page tones is because basically Page's Telly, well, his Telly was a little bit different, but Page's Telly was a 59. So the pickups, at least the bridge pickup, will be very similar to my 58. And then his was a top loader, though. So mine's a through body. And Page's was a top loader, 59, rosewood neck on his, and all that stuff. So, but that's why they sound similar, is they're kind of from that same era. You know, they're not flat pull piece pickups anymore. By 58, they had the D and the G was raised, and it's you know, very similar. You know, if you want that Page bridge sound. Now, obviously, he used the middle quackiness a lot, so you can't get that, but you know, you could get a broadcaster or just a telly, and you'll get it done. Still waiting on the purple stream. Hey, look at this purple shirt. We put lights down here that are so bright. I can't remember what I did with the remote to dim the lights a little bit, but they're so light. They're so bright. Dragon Hill, yeah. Well, it was the Mir Telly and then the Dragon, you know, it had its phases, basically. And, you know, I always thought that my Les Paul sounded very pagey, and I didn't find out until fairly recently. Someone commented it, and they were like, I'm pretty sure Page, later on in the 70s, after the bridge pickup had died on his 59, he put a T-top in there, which is what my Les Paul right here has in it. So this is T-top. So I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's why it kind of has that extra paginess to it. Whoa, wrong chord. What? A little thing he does at the end. It's so cool, man. Paige is just the man. Oh man. Did someone say purple stream? Sam. Purple is the new violet. Killian says how to develop more pick control to not hit the wrong strings and only hit the right ones. There's a lot of different things you can do with that stuff. I'll tell you, one of the best things I ever did, if you want a really good, just like absolute picking workout, I would say I owe more to it even than the Paul Gilbert stuff that I learned. It's called, it's Frankambali, which already is intimidating, set to 1,000. If you're going to take on any Frankambali stuff. But he actually starts real simple. It's called Rock Chops, I believe. It's it's super cheesy. It's Frankambali with the wig and all that kind of stuff. And then it's two people in the room with him also playing along with it. But he basically takes you through chord shape. It's just this incredible picking workout. And if you can find it, I would get it. I got mine on DVD. And even back then, so this would have been, early 2000s when I got it. It was expensive. It was like $40 or something. I don't know why it was so expensive, but look up that if you really want to get used to it. But a lot of it is understanding that a lot of the picking comes from your wrist and not your arm. Some people can pick like that, like Jason Richardson uses his arm a lot more. He's amazing at it. I don't do that, so I can't relate to that style. But a lot of it is just minimizing your movement, So when I'm picking something like that, let me give you the picking hand cam. Oh, look at this. I'm telling you, man. High tech. High society. Country living. I wish Uncle Ben was here. He'd get that joke. But if you watch my hand, I'm not going all over the place, going crazy. My hand's very stationary. I'm also just using my wrist. Well, that was sloppy as all get out, but and I do a lot of combination stuff where I'm using picking and legato. Oh my god, my picking's so sloppy tonight. I'm sorry. You paid for this like awful lesson. A lot of control. Also try doing single string things that are alternate picks, like single note per string idea. So go like, and that's nothing real crazy. I'm just but it's challenging because it's one note per string. That'll get your hand in shape fast. Do those arpeggio shapes we talked about. Just pick them out alternate. Oh, maybe. I'm too sloppy tonight. My hands aren't like in sync. I don't think I played guitar today, other than warming up for the channel members. So that kind of stuff. But you also got to remember, just as much of it is your left hand. Don't spend all your time focusing on just your right hand for picking. Your left hand has to be in sync and make sure that you're hitting those notes flat on. Sorry, see, my hands are warming up now, so I'm getting a little bit better. I was trying to show off and go too fast, so I needed to check myself. But you can see how now I'm getting a little bit more warmed up. It's all wrist, Can't do it. I wanted to do the combination. So hopefully that was helpful. All right. Robert, have you heard of Scarlet by the Rolling Stones? What do you think of it? I have not. I don't think so. You know, I honestly don't know a lot of, like, if that's more of like a deeper cut of the Stones. I don't know much of that stuff, I'm afraid. I think I just heard some people unfriend me on Facebook after I said that, so. Christian, wow, thank you very much for the super chat. Says, just bought some Jazz 3 variety pack picks to try and other recommendations. Currently using standard Fender celluloid. You will have to get used to the grip on the pick, as in like how the pick is actually gripping the string, because it has a little bit more point to it than the Fender ones. So don't be discouraged if it's like really like plunking the strings around on you. It's totally normal. You just have to get used to a slightly sharper pick, and it's going to be thicker as well, I imagine. Jazz 3 the bomb. Yeah, you know, I switched back to Jazz 3s after many years of the Dragonheart picks are fantastic as well. You know, nothing against them at all. I'm very good friends with Corey over there. Oh, John, wow, thank you again, man. Lifetime lessons, are you still giving lessons? I'm currently not giving lessons, dude, but shoot me an email, man. And we can figure something out, my man. My throat is, but thank you again for the super chat, dude. My throat is dry from yakking so much. Hillbilly guy, I can officially say I have checked out Billy Strings. Amazing. Amazing. It was a video of I haven't like deep checked them out. It was actually by accident that I checked them out. But it was a video that Fender posted. It was Billy Strings and someone else. I can't remember who the other person was. But they were playing the new whatever they're called, Acoustasonics. But yeah, I was like, hey, it's Billy Strings. So I thought that was funny. Whoa. Adam, what's up, player? Is $800 a good price for a USA Wolfgang? Oh yeah, I'd say so. Maybe someone in the chat who owns one can say, but that sounds like a good price. Gunnerman54, thank you, dude. He says, is Friedman guitars worth the money? They 100% are. I absolutely love all mine. My Vintage S is not up here right now. It's actually down in the living room. Because I was working on the rock and roll boot camp. But, here. Look, right beside, look, why put it in the stand when you can put it right beside the stand, right? Way ahead of me, guys. That's right. I was trying to find the right guitar to tune down for that Van Halen song. You know what? No, I think this is the one I used. I think I used it over the Esquire. But yes, the Friedman guitars are fantastic guitars. They have some of like the best just necks and the way they feel on them. These are the Friedman P90s. I think they're just called classic P90s. I have the same bridge pickup in my gold top because I just like the way this one sounded so much. I know I have a lot of distortion right now. So there's like a ton of it, but it is a smoking good P90. Like I said, there's a lot of distortion, so maybe not the best tone test because it's so saturated, but here's the direct audio of it. All the distortion, all the time. Down, 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 down. Gotta play some Doobie Brothers, right? In a sleepy little town, down around Johnny Road. Metalhead hippie in the house. Metalhead hippie in the house. Wow! Is Grover still doing the Friedman guitars? I don't know. I mean, as far as I know, yes, but I don't know. You know, that was a big reason why I wanted to get mine like early on, because you know, I'm not sure how old Grover is. I think he's in his 70s, and I loved getting to talk to Grover a couple NAMMs ago, but you know, who knows how long he wants to keep making guitars. So I was like, I want to get him while, you know, he's still involved and everything that. John, thank you again, man. Wow, that's super, super nice. He says, best $4,000 guitar, Friedman, Fender Custom Shop, sir, or anything else. Best $4,000 guitar. You know, I think when you get into that price range and you're dealing with like some of the best out there, obviously, and you could throw Tom Anderson in there, Sir, Nags, PRS private stock, not private stock, those are more than that, but PRS core, any of those guitars, I think that they're all at the same level. It's all about like the personalities of the guitar at that point, because I think you're at the like pinnacle, and it's kind of that like the law of diminishing returns at that point. So for me, is I like the way that these guitars, I don't want to say it in a negative way, they're not perfect. You know, like the Sirs and stuff, all that I played, I've never played like a Relic one or anything like that, so that could be what plays into it. They're all just like perfect. You know, same with Tom Anderson's. I still would love to have a Tom Anderson. Don't get me wrong about that. I would love to have one. But what stood out to me about these in particular is the fact that they just had so much personality to them. Like, I picked them up and I'm just like, whoa! Like, the neck is what jumped out at me the most. And you know, like I said, it just depends on what you're looking for. You know, someone else could play one of these Friedmans and be like, dude, that's nothing compared to my PRS core, or, you know, my, you know, R9, which those are probably going to be more than 4, but all that stuff. So it really just depends on what you want. Like, to me, the Friedmans just have a lot of personality, you know, where some other guitars are just like immaculate in the way that they are perfect in every single aspect. Not that these aren't perfect, but sometimes a perfect guitar can lack character, if that makes sense. So that's why I like these so much. But also, I like the other ones for the exact opposite reason. I'm like, yeah, sometimes you want that, not a grain out of place style guitar. So it all depends, really. Like I said, I've been really lucky to play a bunch of. I've played all of the brands. I've played Suhrs and Andersons and who else did we say? The PRS. Like I said, I have a PRS, and I love it for that reason. That it is that kind of like attention to detail on it. So it's all individual, I feel like the Friedman stuff is like, the extra little like dash of rock and roll that they throw in it or something. Corey, I just paid $4,300 for my PRS and I still haven't seen it. That's the worst. The wait. Yeah, Sam. I'm good friends with Shane from In the Blues, and he tells me sometimes how crazy expensive American guitars are over in. Well, I know you're in New Zealand, but just New Zealand, Australia. The price of guitars is insane. Hey, Steve from Boston. Look, who's this hot shot? I can't. How do I do a Boston accent? I can't do it. Dang it. All I can do is the commercial. That bear guitar I just got has a ton of character, and they are fairly cheap, but definitely a little rough, which adds to the charm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it, Steve. It's all what you want. If you want perfect to no end, and not a single thing could be wrong with it, and by all means, I wish Chris was here. The Guitar Pit. He bought a custom 22 hot shot. He bought a custom 22, and I think if I remember right, it was he bought it from something like secondhand. And don't quote me on this. I don't remember exactly, but PRS even fixed it, and not only they charged him. They were just like, no, send it to us, and they did all this stuff and rebuffed it, and it was like a new guitar. So, those guys just take care of you to no end. Most I would spend on a guitar is whatever Gilmore Strat sold for. Landon. Play Cannon Rock? Wouldn't it be funny if I knew it and I just instantly just ripped it? Aw, Metalhead, thank you, man. Robert, can you do a shout out for Leo Metal Guy? I'm trying to get him to 150 subs. Thank you. Dude, thank you for the super chat. I don't know who Leo Metal Guy is, I'm afraid. I'll have to check out his channel. Just because I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just never shout out channels that I don't know them personally, or I haven't checked out their stuff. So I will try to check out his stuff, man. Get the Strat. Is it Strat o'clock already? Oh yeah, it is. Look at that, Strat o'clock. But if you guys haven't yet, subscribe to Metalhead Hippie. There you go. I felt bad. I'm like, oh man, I can't do what he asked. And he super chatted. So I'll reverse it. Subscribe to Metalhead Hippie. Boom. Just happened. Oh, here we go. Not sure what that weird little kick thing was that I'm like. Like froze for a second. Must be because I'm thinking I'm a hot shot. I'm sorry. I hear Steve's soul die a little bit every time I try to do a Boston accent. Okay, but I'll check him out, Metalhead Hippie. Yeah. Sorry, I'm totally not trying to be a jerk at all by not, putting his link in here. What's happening? As usual, this is always the tone that everyone asks me about whenever I'm playing the Strat. I have a stupid band-aid on my thumb. It's ruining my thumb playing. So here's the direct audio of it. My fingers literally would not go to the chord. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I just wanted to do this. Fingers wouldn't do it. They're like, nope, not having that. Nope, pick another chord, buddy, because it's not happening. Anyways, there's the Strat tones. Got any Robin Trower? I don't, unfortunately. I don't know any Robin Trower. Robert, are you ignoring me? I'm not Hillbilly Guy. I'm sorry, man. I feel like I answered one of your questions. Who dis? Hey, Rob, can you play some Tony Rice? Oh, please. Who am I, Andy Wood? I can't play Tony Rice. Rob from Miami. Hey, Lance. Hope you're doing good down there in Miami, man. Whoa, hold on. How can you anticipate a chord change in a song? I mean, honestly, just listen to it once through. I don't really know how to like on a first listen. I don't know if I could do that. Like, you can kind of hear sometimes where a song's going, but then if you are anticipating it too much and it's something that you've never heard, like, you never know where someone could go with a chord progression. They could do something crazy, and then you are like thinking you kind of know what's up, and then all of a sudden they shift it on you, and you're over here, in no man jazz land, and you're like, all right, all these all these out notes. Please, at some point, get me back. No, I hate the old Epiphone headstocks. Yeah, I do like the new headstocks a lot. Get out of here, Landon. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Always, man. And also, I think one thing about anticipating chord progressions, you know, like if you're doing like more typical things, you know, like if you're doing like crazy fusion stuff, who knows where those guys are going. You know, I don't play fusion, but you know, as long as you know your basic chord formulas and all that, you know, you can kind of like if I heard the 1 and then the 6 and then they went to the 2, I'm like, they're gonna go to 5, and then sure enough they would go to 5 a lot of times. I don't know that one, Metalhead, I'm afraid. Any thoughts on sustainer pickups? I had it wasn't mine, but I used it while I was over in Germany for a whole week. I had one of the Schecter Sun Valley Super Shredders. Wow, that's hard to say. And it had a Sustainiac. No, mine didn't. It was at GitCon that I played one that had one, and I loved it. Since I'm like mainly a bridge pickup dweller on like double humbucker guitars, having that sustainer in the neck, a lot of people don't like it because it kind of kills the tone of the neck pickup. I personally loved it because I don't really use the neck pickup on a humbucker guitar anyways, so then I just had these notes that could sustain for forever, and it was great. I loved it. I had a lot of fun. Oh wow, thank you so much, Kathy. Yeah, thank you very, very much. If you meant to leave a comment in there, sometimes the super chat doesn't leave them or whatever. Feel free to leave a comment, and I'll answer your question for you. I tell you what, one of my favorite sounds that is always really inspiring. I don't know what it is necessarily, but it's called a multi-delay. So I have like a normal delay on, and then I do whatever this is, and it's just called a multi-delay. So let me turn this down a little bit. And if you listen to it here, it's I think it's bouncing everything down to mono, so you're probably not going to hear the stereo. But in here, it's all in stereo, and it sounds so good. It's really, really fun and just inspiring because it sounds so huge. It just fills the whole room up with it. So check it out, and like I said, you're probably not going to get it in stereo, but still, I think it should. I don't know. It just has those huge tails on all the notes, and like I said, I love that as like for an intro thing. That's how I came up. The other day, I posted a little clip on Instagram if you saw it, and I just had this idea for the riff. I was just kind of like, no, that's what it was. It was this little like I messed up, and I did this little like slur, and I'm like, ooh, I like the way that sound. No. was, yeah. Yeah, I liked it a lot. So it's just one of those things that's just super inspiring. Play Wish You... I really don't know any Pink Floyd, if I'm being honest. I'm trying to think of a Pink Floyd thing that I know. I think I learned Comfortably Numb. I don't remember that. Yeah, you know, Gilmore was never really my guy. Or Peter Green and Mac just passed. Can you play Albatross? Do you know? I don't know any of the Peter Green era Fleetwood Mac, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's super, super sad to learn that he had passed away. You know, honestly, the Fleetwood Mac that I grew up with was more what my mom listened to with Stevie Nicks, and then of course Stevie Nicks' solo career. So that it's kind, you know, it's kind of like the whatever the first version of a band that you listen to. That's kind of always the one, or the one that you're introduced to. It's kind of the one that always just sticks with you. It's kind of like AC/DC for me. Like for me, when I think of AC/DC, I think of Brian Johnson era. Like that's just the AC/DC that I was introduced to. Was Razor's Edge and you know, Back in Black, that kind of stuff. And I didn't really get into Bon Scott until much, much later. So for me, AC/DC was always Brian Johnson, even though so many people, obviously, you know, the legendary Bon Scott. And it's the same, you know, with Fleetwood Mac. You know, I'm more of the you know, Stevie Nicks. Oh my God, I'm going completely brain dead on his name. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Who's the guitar player in Fleetwood Mac? Lindsey Buckingham. You know, like that's more the era of Fleetwood Mac that I know. You're a Bond guy, so I get... Yeah, exactly. You know. And we opened up for a cool band, Bon Scotch and all that stuff. You know, I always love the how's it go? That's not how it goes. Isn't it just F to G? I don't remember it now. You out of here, Braden? Thank you for tuning in, man. Much appreciated, buddy. Nope. I don't remember it. It's something. I think it's just F to G, isn't it? Four Sticks. Oh, I don't remember how to play that. I can't remember how to play Four Sticks. No, and see, and I'm getting for some reason that rhythm when I read Four Sticks, that rhythm popped in my head, and now I can't think of how to play Four Sticks. Play some funky music. What's your favorite kind of cheese? Probably pepper jack. How's it go? I can't do it slow. It's harder to play slow than fast. Way harder to play slow. I'm like, I don't even know how to play it. Yep, I can't do it slow. Can only do it like normal speed. It's hard to remember. I think it's one of those riffs that like I don't think about how to play it. You just after you learn it, you just play it. You know, and as soon as you have to think about it, you're just like done for. Head for the ditch. I've stolen so many things from Eric Johnson. Oh, it's endless. How many things I've taken from good old EJ. EJ does rock. Can confirm. EJ rocks. He's been posting all these little mini lessons. If in case there's anyone here who hasn't been watching them, oh my god, you have to go to Eric Johnson's YouTube channel and just, I don't know. I just like listening to him talk, you know. And then he shows you something, and I'm like, he's amazing. So Eric Johnson concert in '91. He opened with, opened for Tragically Hip. Oh wow. You know what's funny? I don't know if I ever talked about it on here. I posted it on Facebook. I literally get emails from, so the Tragically Hip is a Canadian band, if you guys don't know, who their guitar player is named Robert Baker. So, so it must just be like if your name's Robert Baker, you probably play guitar. But anyways, I get emails from like fans and all that, like, oh, like, you know, You're like one of my favorite guitar players. I'm like, wow, this is such a nice email. And they're like, we saw you in Canada and whatever. I'm like, nope. All right, we're talking about the other Robert Baker. And then recently, the actual Tragically Hip or Instagram page, like, tagged me in something. And I as soon as it popped up on my Instagram, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be good. And they were like, oh, Robert Baker is doing this and this. I was like, oh dude, I was like, guys, this happens all the time. I said, but that's the wrong Robert Baker. I go, I'm not him. I'm not cool enough to be that Robert Baker. But it's just funny. And then of course all of my Canadian friends are just like, do you know what kind of an honor that is to be like mistaken as Robert Baker from Tragically Hip? I was like, hey, like, I'm cool with it. I was like, you know, but it's just funny to me that it happens a lot, like a ton. And I was like, hey, you know what? Mistaken me as Robert Baker from Tragically Hip, Kim Mitchell, name it. I don't care. Quentin James in the house. Quentin James in the house. Quentin James in the house. I don't know where this is going. going. There we go. That's where it's going. Reb Beach. A lot of people say I look like Reb Beach. A lot of people say I look like David Spade. All the time. Motley Crue or Guns N' Roses? Why? I've certainly learned more Guns N' Roses stuff. I don't know if I could pick one. I think Guns N' Roses would edge them out because I'm not a big fan of Mick Mars' solos. I love Mick's riffs, but I would prefer Slash's solos. And I love Slash's riffs. So I think that would be like the deciding factor. Hey, Kenneth, he said, Barbara, you inspire me to be a better guitar player. Well, thank you, man. That means a lot. It says, have you ever worked through some awesome STEL? Super Trooper Electric Lady. No, I haven't. I'm sorry. I don't know what STL is. Let me know what that stands for. STEL. Because right now I'm going with Super Trooper Electric Lady. And I'm thinking that that is not the band that you're referring to. Mick Mars is really underrated. So, Kenneth, thank you, man. And yeah, let me know what Estelle. Tone is great tonight. Thank you, Alex. Steely Dan. Oh, okay. No. I learned some Steely Dan chord stuff one time, like a couple of the... I've just like picked up bits and pieces of stuff, but never like a full song. Honestly, I'm not good enough to learn a full Steely Dan song. Those guys are top shelf, you know, always. Oh, Joseph, thank you, man. He said, I'm learning by listening to which guitarist... Oh, I'm sorry. I learned by listening which guitarist can you learn and learn the most. 70s through the 90s? Do that again. See which guitarist can you listen to and learn the most? Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, definitely 70s through the 90s is a really good era. I think each era teaches different things. You know, 80s is real. A lot of times the rhythms are pretty like simple because it's sometimes it's kind of like you're playing to get to the solo. Is what some of it was. Like the riffs wouldn't be the most complicated. They're still great. They're killer riffs, but you know, a lot of the 70s riffs were surprisingly difficult. You know, lots of really cool stuff, and I guess learn some Joe Walsh stuff and just see how much is really going on inside his riffs, because it's not easy to get it to sound like him. And then, like I said, 70s kind of or 80s, the riff section chilled out a little bit, and then the lead section was, you know, like leaps and bounds up there. And then I think 90s kind of went back to like it was real riffy all of a sudden, and not the big guitars, so obviously like with the grunge era and stuff, but like look at guys like Jerry Cantrell and all that. So you can learn a lot from just listening to them, because I know one of the biggest takeaways that I got from listening, and really from 90s, because I grew up in the 90s, you know, I'm a 90s kid, and it was listening to Jerry Cantrell, who's one of my favorite guitar players of all time. Absolutely love Jerry Cantrell, both solos and leads. I think he's a super tasteful player. But I noticed he was always bending the strings, and if you ever listen to any of my own music, which comes from both Jimmy Page and Jerry Cantrell and all these different guys, but my riffs are almost always bending something, and that's all from Jerry. Even like Angry Bird. He just bends that little bit, and it instantly makes it cooler in my book. Or even like listen to Man in a Box, you know. down there at the end, and he's always doing that. Playing me on the television. Look, Mom, on TV. Whoa! Microbit, yeah, or like, you know, I learned a lot of Pantera, you know, Dimebag stuff. He's always doing that micro-bending stuff. A lot of that's, like, you know, from country. And bending is just such a cool thing in riffs. I mean, again, listen to Jimmy Page. I mean... So, always bending. Constantly. So, that was always kind of a fun one to learn that kind of stuff. Just and incorporating that bending. And that all just came from listening. I was always just like, man, how does Jerry make it sound so ugly? Like in the best way possible. I'm like, oh, he's always bending. And then just start bending. Pieces Made is a great rhythm playing song. Oh yeah, man. Any that Tom Schultz stuff is so good. Let's go PRS for a little bit. Oh, I just kicked over my bottle of water. Got a hole in my lip. Yeah, Jerry, Jimmy, Dime, Nuno. I don't know. There's just so many. You know, Nuno wasn't necessarily as bendy, but he was real riffy and groovy. I think, you know, I never noticed that about Nuno. He would bend a lot, obviously, with leads, but he didn't do a lot of the bendiness in his riffs. Greatest riff ever written? I don't know. I don't know what the best riff ever written would be. What was it? How's that go? Is that it? I think it's right. That was like ultimate, do you remember how to play this? Man. Oh, that's what I did wrong. It starts here. Yeah. I was like, my timing was messed up. Let me see if I can redeem myself. Can I do it? There we go. A little bit better. A little bit better. Any slide guitar? No, I'm not very good at slide. I bust it out every once in a while. Well, you know, the PRS is just so easy to play. The real test is, can I play over the backing track? Let's see. You guys have to let me know if the levels are okay. Let's take another swing at the backing track and see if I cannot butcher it, which means I will completely butcher it. So just be ready to cover your ears. Hopefully you hear the backing track. PRS can't save that, can it? I was trying to... I can't... There's this video you guys will see soon. Where I came up with this lick. Oh. I think it was that. It was some... which I need to be really warmed up to do it. And I was just trying to... I was like, okay, can I do that lick? And nope, I cannot. Oh, Kathy, thank you so much. Play some ZZ Top? Yo, I am always down for some ZZ Top. Let's do it! ZZ Top it up! Alright, I'll quit while I'm ahead, right? Oh, man. The same rug in your studio. Amazon got it all. You know, I actually didn't get this at Amazon. I got this at, like a local place. They just had like a giant stack of rugs, and we had been looking for the perfect like studio rug, and then like, you know, out of the corner of my eye, saw it from across the room. Pretty sweet moment, actually. No. Can I do the intro to "Hungry" by White Lion? Nope. Something like that. How's it go? Such a good riff, though. Billy Gibbons! Sure thing, man. You need to learn the solo to When the Children Cry. Oh, there. Is that? I can't remember. Can't remember anymore. I swear I learned it. That was like a finger picking thing that I used to practice. Do I know any winger? Do I know any? God, yeah. Watch, I'm gonna butcher it now. I did like an 80s metal song a little while back, and it was like basically a direct rip off and tribute to Reb Beach, because it went yeah. So now that you hear that, this was the 80s riff that I wrote. It was deliberately meant to be like very Reb Beach inspired. So see if you can hear the Reb Beach in it. Wrong key. Can't remember how I ended that solo. Yeah, Mateus is so good, isn't he? What do I think of the new Kramers? You know, honestly, I've never played one more than, and I don't know if Steve is still here or not, but I didn't really play one necessarily. I just picked one up. It might have been a Nighthawk or a Pacer. I don't know Kramers. Steve knows Kramers a lot more than I do, but it was so heavy. I didn't even play it because it was at least 10 pounds. It was so heavy. I was like, this is crazy. Yeah. I'll let you know as soon as I can play some Sean Lane. Took your advice and bought a PRS? Dude, how do you like it? And what one did you get? You got a C24, dude. How do you like it? Is it not insane? They're so good. goes. If Sam was here, he'd know what to do. Oh. Santana switched to PRS. He used to play SGs, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe PRS offered him like the signature model deal or something. Anyone? Oh, sorry. Same question. What's your thoughts on the EVH Wolfgang? The Wolfgang that I played. It was a while ago. I think it was a Wolfgang. I'm trying to remember. I've only ever played like 2 PV guitars. I didn't like the way my right hand sat on the guitar. The guitar itself felt great, and a friend of mine has one of them, one of the real nice USA ones. I think it's what he has. Can you tell how sure I am about this? No, a friend of mine, Topa, has one, I believe, and it's a really, really good, easy playing guitar. The neck was really small on it, if I remember right, and I didn't like how my hand was almost pushed forward like an SG. I want a PRS, but I can't say I don't love my Eastman. I've heard so many good things about those Eastman things. I think that's what Sean Tubbs has and Ross Campbell. I have a couple friends who have them, and they speak very, very highly of them. Oh. Can't type? No worries, man. I can't type to save my life. Clint Eastman? Yes, exactly. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Finally tuned this thing back up to... Oh, geez, sorry. Sorry to everyone's ears. I just tuned this thing back up to standard, so you'll see it in videos again now. I had it tuned down for some stuff that I was doing for other people. Arthur, thank you so much, man. I want to do a virtual jam, key of A. I mean, like right now? No, but being serious, if it's like a collab thing or something, man, shoot me a message. The biggest issue with that is gonna be time. You know, honestly, you know, thank you very much for the super chat. The time, like you said, right now, because I'm working on the guitar course, so basically I'm like not doing anything else other than prep for the new course, and that's basically my life right now. is getting ready. I was doing that. That's why the one Friedman's downstairs. I was literally, while we're sitting in the living room watching TV, I had a guitar on my lap, and I'm like, God, I gotta get through it. It's probably like twice the size as Rock and Roll Boot Camp Part 1. So shoot me an email, man. You know, and if you're in the courses, you can email me through there, and that's the kind of the best way to contact me. Let's hear this beast direct audio. It's my favorite 80s metal guitarist. All of them. Watching from the Philippines. Wow, thank you. What time is it there? How's it go? Oh no, I think it was. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can do it with direct audio. Probably gonna butcher it now. The first time was a total fluke that I played it right. Foreign stuff is so hard to play. To get his, like, he has this super weird swing that I can't get that he has. He's so good. Way Cool Jr. Yeah, dude, Hillbilly, gotta go. It's been great as always. Have a good one. Thank you so much, Hillbilly guy. I hope you have a great, great Sunday, man. There it is. What axe is this? This is my Acacia Cronus, so it's been tuned down to drop C for a little while, but I just tuned it back to standard today. Probably needs to kind of like adjust the neck a little bit because, like I said, I've tuned it. It's been, you know, stationary and dropped for quite a while. Way cool, Baker. Oops. I got to see Vivian Campbell when he was 17 years old playing with Ronnie James Dio. It was unbelievable. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I cannot. I've never seen Vivian live, unfortunately. I had a chance to go see Def Leppard, but I didn't get to go. Make the night at work fly by. Oh, well, awesome. Stock pickups? No. Originally, these had Seymour Duncan Antiquities, and my gold top had Seymour Duncan Antiquity P90s in it, and I really did not like the bridge. So I think me and the Duncan Antiquities for some reason just don't mesh well. A battery! Oh, the battery! Everybody! Everybody starts freaking out. The battery! Hold on, let me see if I can do this without killing everything. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Alright. Camera is off. Don't worry. Don't worry. You can still hear me. I'm here. Think of this as like, what's going on, guys? You can't see me. I can't see you. And just like that, purple. Look at that. Where's Sam at? Is Sam still here? This is it. This is what he was waiting on. Oh, look. Figure Tower did the purple stream with the drum roll. Where is Sam? I'm going to be so disappointed if he's not here. Look, I bet he's not here. Look at that. There we go, and we're back. But anyways, I switched out those pickups that Acacia had originally put in here, and I put in the Fishman Classic. So these are actually active pickups, and these were my favorites out of all the Fishmans that I had played, and I just think they sound really good. Dinner with his family, totally missed. I'm gonna have to send Sam a message. He messed up. Can't kill the battery. Yeah, and I like how Steve, you just like appear out of. I haven't seen you in the chat in a while. Steve just appears. Battery. Out of nowhere. What's your opinion on 1989 Chevrolet Model 4 and try Crackle? Dude, those are great. You know, Model 4. Yours is gonna be so like my Crackle is where's it at? Right back there. It is it's an 89 body, I believe, but I think it's like a 3DR body, and it's a Model 1 neck. So I'm trying to think. Model 4 is a Model 4 HSS. Trying to think what a Model 4 is. TK was here, he would know right away. He's the Charvel guy. I go to Steve for Kramer and Ibanez, TK for Charvel. And not Purple Haze. Purple Rain. Video you promised me maybe I could. What does it say? If you came out with the new video you promised me, maybe I could. What video did I promise you? With Model 4 HSH, I can't remember. All I know is like the Model 6s were set necks. I think that's the wrong way, but Les Paul sounded a bit muddy compared to your other Les Paul shootout the other day. No, I totally agree with you. It did. It has a very dark sound to it, you know, and part of that is probably like I didn't dial the amps differently. I just kept them all the same, and instinctually, had I been like trying to dial the amps in for each guitar. Sometimes I wish I could do that sometimes, and sometimes I can't because I can't leave the focus range of the cameras. But I would have dialed it in brighter for that Les Paul. So probably a little bit of an unfair comparison for that reason. Probably for Gibson, yes. Yeah, it's nice. I have to make like 0 guitar decisions. I just have friends who are so expertise in like I said, if it's an Ibanez or a Kramer, I go to Steve. If it's a Charvel, I can go to TK. If it's Gibson, then I go to Trogley. If it's like Friedman or something like that, I go to my buddy Michael, or just like 80s guitars in general. And a lot of amps I go to Michael about. And then if it's like vintage stuff, I always go to my buddy Nick, and then Book, So whenever it's vintage stuff, it's like those are my 2 of the main guys I go to. Or Pat. I don't know if Pat's still watching. I doubt it. He probably gave up on me ever playing anything good by this point. But you got a whole bunch of them. What's it? Microphone do you use for speaking on? Oh, I don't even know what it is. It's a Samson G-Track. I know nothing. Do I watch? Oh, dude, I love Matthew Scott. Love Matthew. Yep. I watch him all the time. He's kind of like, in my opinion, part of this like next generation of like YouTubers. Like I feel like a lot of the guys like me who've been doing it for a while are kind of like the last generation of YouTubers, if it makes sense. Like, I've been doing it for like almost 10 years now at this point, and I think that like guys like him and Rhett Scholl and all that, like they're the ones who are gonna take off and be these huge, million+ channels and all that stuff. And it's exciting. I look forward to their videos every single time that they upload something. Anyone toothpaste set, neck, shark tooth inlays, active Jackson Electronics. I have what model it is. So model 6. I would imagine. I think the only Charvels that had a set neck was a model 6. I thought. I don't know, like I said, in 91 when they went to the toothpaste logo, I don't know, maybe stuff changed. Again, if TK was here, he would know. Oh yeah, I love Rick Beato. I learned so much. I mean, Rick Beato, Tim Pierce, Sean Tubbs, Pete Thorne, all those guys, man. So much to learn. I don't really watch Davey 504 too much. I watch his stuff sometimes. You have a Jeff Loomis Schecter. That's really cool, man. Jeff is such an amazing shredder and just such a cool, chill guy. Oh, Kathy, thank you so much. Again, that's super, super nice of you. Thank you. Thank you to all the people who've been super chatting. Like I said, there's never any pressure to do that at all. But I really do appreciate it. Sorry, I was looking around to what to switch to. You have those nights where your hands are just like, they're searching for a guitar, and I just can't tell which one they're looking for. Ah, my eyes. Maybe I need the big guitar. Oh my god, every time I walk over here, I kicked this ball of water. It's so hard to see it with all these purple lights everywhere. What have I done? Yeah, I got to play one of those Loomis Kellys, I guess 2 dams ago, or whenever it was debuted. I tried it. It was really, really nice. I haven't played any of the import ones. The one I played was the USA one. But yeah, Jeff Loomis is just a cool guy and just a monster player. It's the most expensive guitar I've ever played. It's probably that I played a 50. It was a 56 or 57. I can't remember now. Gold top. Original with the Bigsby, and the guy wanted 40,000 for it. So, as you can guess, I have a video of it on my channel. I played it, and me and a friend of mine at the time, Jason, played the guitar just through cell phone audio, and I was like really afraid to play. Like noticeably like nervous, like even like tuning it, I'm like, oh god, please don't just like crumble in my hands. Gonna miss Nam. I know, yeah, it's gonna be strange. You know, I was planning on skipping the next year or two anyways. But you know, it's a real shame to see it not happen, because it's just it's certainly gonna, you know, negatively impact things, and they did finally cancel it, which I do think it's for the best for now. I mean, it's funny because I was just talking to my wife about this. I said, you know, we were looking for a picture of my old pet dog when I was a kid to show my son, because he has his pet dog. And I was just saying, I was like, yeah, man, you know, this is the dog that you'll grow up as. You know, like Gabby had her dog. Oddly enough, me and Gabby both had Jack Russell Terriers when we were kids, and you know, hers was named Allie and mine was named Cricket. And I was like, you know, we have all these stories of just, you know, these were our dogs, you know, that we have all these, you know, memories of, and just all these great things about it. And, you know, Mason has his dog now. And I was like, you know, just think, you know, you'll be 30 one day like me, and you'll get to think back and be like, man, do you remember Mason's dog, which was, he originally wanted to name it JJ, but the people who we got it from, the breeder, had named him Packard. They were all like car names. Like one was, I think, Chevy, and then one was Packard, like, you know, an old Packard. And he was like, I don't know, I like that name. So he kept his name. So the old Pack Attack. And I was like, you know, you're going to have all these great memories of this dog, and it'll be crazy. So I was trying to find a picture of Cricket. I could only find one. Anyways, the whole point of this long-winded story was that I saw a picture of him with my mom, and they were like eating at a Subway in a Walmart, and I'm like, you know what's funny, because it was like from last year. I was like, I looked at this now, and it seems so strange. Like, you know, you're eating with people all around you and all this stuff. Anyways, 335 times. What is Malmsteen gonna do about Nam? I'd love to meet Ingrid. He's been making a lot of cool videos, though. That's for sure. What am I playing through? Right now I'm playing through my Axe effects. It all depends. Sometimes I play through real amps. I didn't turn on the amps tonight because we were having some bad thunderstorms, and I just didn't want to risk any kind of power surge with the amps. But a lot of times I use the Axe effects because everything's right here, so I can kind of get to it real quick and easy. Fairly obvious. He'll unleash the fury. I can't think of Yngwie. Anyone who's a Pantera fan probably has their old, like, the home videos, and I just remember them, kind of hazing Ingve, like I think it was Dime and Phil maybe, and they're like, "Hey, you want a donut?" And he's like, "I don't want any donuts." And so I just instantly think of that when I think of Ingve. Just Dime and Phil, or maybe it was Dime and Vinny or Rex. I'm not sure who it was, but I just remember them messing with him. How can I play? Honestly, it's not that loud in here. You're hearing direct audio. So you have the microphone, so you're probably getting a little bit of doubling because you're hearing it coming out of the speakers and this. But basically, I don't have it super loud in here. And, I could turn the mic off and you can hear direct audio. And it sounds like it's this big roaring amp, but it's really not that loud. It's just you get to hear nice, full, loud direct audio. So here, you can hear it. Have a few Ingve stories. Anybody hates donuts. Did you ever use a fuzz box? I finally got a... Yeah, actually on my Marshall demo I used it's called the Eisenhower Fuzz from Dan Electro. Really, really good. It's one of my favorite fuzz pedals. The room actually sounds better. Oh, really? Guitar back. I remember, yeah, I watched a video of Ingve. He was like signing someone's guitar and he just kind of like threw it down on the table. What was there a signature guitar you want? Like, I want a Paul Stanley. Yes, the signature guitar that I want is a 1959 Les Paul. No, and also there's a signature guitar that I want. I've always wanted a Warren DeMartini, really, like a snakeskin or the Dueling Swords or something like that. I've always wanted one of those. They're so cool. One of the USA, custom shop ones. Just because I'm such a big, Warren DeMartini nut. What's up, mate? Sweeps, please? Oh, man. Sweeping at 2 a.m.? I don't know if my hands can do that. No. my hands are so tired. Nah. They're just not in sync enough to pull off. I wish I would in sweet if I could have like instantly just like went into like some crazy sweeps, but I can't. I would need to like sit there for like 5 minutes and just go. Just get my hands back in sync. Later, Robert. Have a great night, man. Same with Les Paul Custom in Black. Those are such good guitars, man. Stolen from me. Oh man, that's so sad to hear, Barry. Oh, he's tuned down. Well, actually, he's tuned way up. How does he do that? How he does it. What is that first little thing? Oh man. It sounded like that. It's in there somewhere. Can't think of the rhythms. Can anyone guess what that Slop Fest is that I'm playing? The real version is very good, not the one I'm doing. I was like, I can't think of it. It's so hard to play it. Little guitars on a big guitar. No, it's not Van Hagar. It does kind of have that sound of dun, 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 dun. How does it do that? I can't remember how to play any of these songs. Another one of those just like wickedly hard and underrated Eddie songs, man. Just doesn't end, man. How does one person come up with so much, and not even like come up with so much like great songs? Because there's amazing people scattered around all of guitar history. I mean, look at all the Jimmy Page songs, John Paul Jones, the Beatles, all these guys. But when I think of just the like crazy complexity, but still to be completely musical, he never is not musical. I'm like, I don't know anybody who does it better than Eddie. And he never sounds like he's overplaying. Like some guys, like you get in the '80s, and it's kind of like it's really good, but it's just like it's a lot. It's like, I don't want to say overplaying, because who am I to judge any of those guys? But it's just sometimes it's like a lot to listen to. But Eddie is just like, I don't know. It's like he fits so much in such a tiny little space, but it's never like overload on your ears. It's always just like, yeah, that's perfect. Like, no one could ever critique a Van Halen song and be like, you should have done this. It's like, no, he played all the perfect notes every second of that riff. So, songwriter, yeah, man, just the, prodigy. Solo stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I've definitely heard Eddie's solo stuff. Yeah, Eddie is the godfather of kind of like that shred guitar thing. But I think what was so different about Eddie is it's kind of like what I said earlier. Is that I feel like in the '80s, the riffs were good. They were always musical and melodic, but the riffs were always pretty easy. You look at like the riff to like "Summertime Girl." I might play it wrong, but it goes as I go. Most Van Halen riffs were never that like tuned down. I don't mean like physically tuned down, but like toned down, I should say. And it was kind of like, if it was something simple, there was always a little something extra in there that Eddie added to give it that like, well, I could play the riff until he did that. I mean, I don't know. It's just, it really is baffling to look at Eddie's stuff and just be like, where did you come up with this? Like, what in the world? I remember even Rick Beato, I think he, in one of his What Makes This Song Great, I think they were talking about Jump. And he was talking about how the solo modulates, and he was basically, if I remember correctly, was saying that, like, it makes no sense. The way it, like, modulates to C or B, whatever the solo is. I don't remember what the key that solo's in. But it shifts to it, and he's like, but why? And he's all he can think of is that Eddie was just like, yep, this is what I wanted to do. Like, it from a theory standpoint, it didn't make any sense, but he was just like, this is where I wanted to go. I don't really mess around with alternate tunings. I do have my One Day Electro in open G right now. It's his time in the clubs, gigging, playing all sorts of music. Develop into a guitar genius that he is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Eddie is just, just the man. I don't even know what else to say. He's just Eddie. And there will never be another. Take you. Yeah, that's a. How's it go? So good. How does it do it? Does there, like that crazy rhythm, like what a wild riff, man. It's so good. How's it? What's the riff? I can't remember anymore. House of Pain, so cool. Man, all those riffs. I mean, look like Panama. How I was just talking about the Summertime Girls, which I love YNT, don't get me wrong. And it's a cool riff because it's so simple. But it's kind of a very similar vibe. Think about it. He's doing this like suspended fourth to a B major, down to that A major, back to the B. It's basically those three chords. Well, look at like Panama. It's a very similar idea. Oh. But it's so like intense. man, it's just so good. I never forget. Like I said, that's the album that made me want to play guitar. Hearing Hot for Teacher. And the first thing I remember is hearing 1984. If you guys someone doesn't have the album 1984, you have to go get it. It's like one of the greatest albums of all time. I will hype that album up till the day I die. It's just one of the best. But it starts out with keyboards. It starts out with a song called 1984. It's kind of the interlude to the whole album. And I just remember my dad turning on and go, the way anyone who has the album knows how it starts. And I'm just like, what is this? You know, just like kind of like listening to it go on and on and on. And then I'm just listening to it, and it was like, you know, my dad's like, that's Eddie Van Halen, you know, on the keyboards. And then, you know, finally he turns it to Hot for Teacher. And, sorry, 1 second here. And I just remember hearing those drums. And then I don't know if he played Jump. He might have let it just go into Jump, but I think Jump wasn't like one of my dad's favorite songs because he liked more of the like rockin' Van Halen stuff. So then I remember he liked I'll Wait, but he played Hot for Teacher for me. And I just hear Eddie. Whatever that lick is. I still don't know how to actually play it right. I lost my screen. Where's it at? I know he goes. How did you do it? I can't remember. Nope, trying to remember. Goes right back into it. Amazing. Much better than what I just did. But you know, that was what made me be like, I want to do that. And then I quickly found out, oh wait, no, it's only Eddie who can do that. No one else gets to do that. Not tuned to drop D. About 5150, I love it, you know. I didn't get into Van Hagar for a long time, mainly because my dad really did not like Van Hagar. You know, he was like, oh, that's all like pop music and stuff. And you know, he liked Sammy Hagar, but he was like, when Van Halen, it turned into like pop music. He was much more about the Diamond Dave stuff. You know, it wasn't all love songs and all that. So I didn't really hear any of the Van Hagar stuff. Oh, Kathy, thank you so much again for another super chat. But yeah, I didn't hear any Van Hagar stuff for quite a long time until I heard the song 5150. I'm like, what is this? And then I heard Sammy start singing. I'm like, wow, this is great. And then I got the album, and there's Hot Summer Nights and my radio, like crazy guitar line. I'm like, no, this is great. And I was like hooked from there. And then come on, baby, baby. That's not on that album. I think it's OU812. But anyways, then I was like hooked on Van Hagar. It was like a whole nother side to Eddie, is what was crazy. It's like it wasn't even the same guitar player anymore. You're like... Can't remember how it goes. How's it go? There it is. That really cool riff, that almost like little guitar. However it is, but yeah, that's crazy. Michael Anthony's backup harmonies, yeah, it's crazy. He's so crucial to that Van Halen sound. Would I consider my tone now like Eddie? Yeah, I always thought of my tone as kind of like a cross of like Eric Johnson-y tone with like Eddie a little bit. Because Eddie's tone's pretty, it sounds really fat in a mix until you hear it out of the mix and you realize that it's real trebly. And it has a lot of bite to it. A lot of the thickness is coming from Michael Anthony on the sound. And so I've always liked kind of both worlds of I'm like, okay, I like this kind of like brighter sound, but I also like how dark and punchy Eric Johnson's tone is. So to me, like, the tone that I created was this, like, I like both worlds. I like this dark, big tone with, like, snap to it. So that's like the Eddie and Eric Johnson crossing over. Not until you play Van Halen. Yeah. Play a Van Halen solo, Eric Johnson cross. There you go. Herbert's hair helps his brain creatively function like an antenna. That's why I can't get rid of it. I have to live with this mop on my head. If you're kryptonite, you may have someone take care of that for you. Bro, can you send hello to my daughter? She is 7 years old and really likes your playing. Oh, well, hello. What's your daughter's name? Hello. Thank you for watching in the awesome. Her name is Alexandra. Well, hello there. How are you doing? Let's obviously we got to write you a song now. So here's a song, Alexandra. This is called a song for Alexandra. What should it be? What should the song be? Let's see. Let's turn this off and let's try to come up with something. It was a bunch of mess, but the one part actually was kind of down. Hi Robert, love from India. Well, hello there. Thought it was really cool when he did stuff with Trogly because I follow you both. Oh yeah, dude, Austin's such a nice guy. Not super far apart from each other. Also not super close. Couple hours. Huge fan. Can you play your favorite riff? Some GNR. I can't remember many GNR riffs. That's like the one riff I can think of right now. The best place for a lot of guitar players now is YouTube. Yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff. You know, I think obviously with all of the COVID stuff, I think it probably highlighted just how useful YouTube can be. So I think we'll probably see a lot of people adapting who were maybe, you know, touring and session guys. And I think we've already seen it. We've seen a lot of them cross over and start doing YouTube stuff. So, you know, it works out really, really nice that there is this other platform. Think about if, like, YouTube didn't exist. You know, that would suck because this is my job. But, you know, right now, there were still a lot of, I bet, these, sessions might have continued. But we'll just say session guys or touring guys and all that kind of stuff who maybe turned to YouTube, or maybe they had a YouTube channel and they leaned on YouTube a little bit more during all this stuff. Think about if it didn't exist. If there was no platform like this, like I think YouTube has done a lot of good for a lot of people. James made it to a live show. All right, guys, pack it up. James is here. Let's get out of here. Kidding. What lick is it? Mr. Brown sound? Ooh, I learned it one time. I did it in a video. I don't remember it anymore. Great riff, though. No, I'm using the Axe-Specs tonight. I didn't run the real amps tonight because we've been having a lot of thunderstorms, and I didn't want to risk having those on in case, you know, lightning would strike or power surge. YouTube rock. YouTube rocks. All right. It does rock. Yes, and welcome, James. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Getting a new guitar favorite is almost 3. Oh, been thinking of getting a new guitar. had my first one for almost 3 years now. Yeah, man. You know, I'd say after 3 years, you probably have a much better feel and understanding of what you like. And maybe there are certain things that you dislike about the guitar that you have right now. You know, maybe you got single coils and you want something with humbuckers, or, you know, maybe you got a Les Paul style and you're like, nah, Strats always feel better whenever I get to play one. So, yeah, man, I think you would benefit from a second guitar. Ooh, man, I'm getting tired, guys. I'm trying to hang in there. 3 hours. Come on, give me strength. I knew I should have made that extra cup of coffee. I knew it. Would you do a video on playing through your PC instead of an amp? I thought about doing that, and I still want to do it. A friend of mine, Michael Nilsson, you guys hear me talk about him all the time, came out with this awesome plug-in. I'm not sure who the brand is. I can't remember. But if you like 80s guitar tones, man, I think that, just in general, I think Michael gets some of the best tones on YouTube. I mean, he's like a real deal guy. I mean, Michael runs a studio and does all kinds of like stuff. Like, he's super, super legit. So it makes sense that he knows how to get the tones. You know, and I would say I don't know if there's anybody better at getting those 80s tones than Michael. He's probably the best on YouTube. Some Andy Timmons. How's it go? I can't remember how it goes. I don't remember it anymore. No coffee is ice cream. Oh, no coffee isn't ice cream flavor. You know what? I've been addicted to this like French vanilla coffee creamer that I've been putting in my coffee, and I'm just like, I just want to drink coffee all the time. I'll show you guys a tone I really like. So this is actually the Strat tone that you guys heard earlier, but through the 335, it really gets that Eric Johnson-y kind of like vibe to it. So here, check it out for a second. Hands are getting sloppier and sloppier as the night goes on. Have you heard of the Redness 335 that Clapton plays on? I have not. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning again. Favorite riffs like Warren DeMartini. Honestly, you know what I always did was I just kind of like take a riff that I like, by Warren D. Martini, you know. And then kind of like deconstruct it. So if you liked a riff, let me change the tone again here real quick, because this tone is not really suited for that. Take, for example, if you like the riff to You're in Love. What is it? You're in love. So take that and be like, well, what do I like about that riff? And I'll be like, well, I like how the bass note is moving around a little bit, you know. Like you have it's stationary here, and the chords are moving around it, and in the next part it shifts. So here I changed. Basically, it wasn't always just going like. It can sound cool, but I'm like, all right, he's got that little bass note that moves around. But also, a lot of times Warren has a little bit of swing to his stuff. This isn't so apparent in this one. But I'm like, okay, I like this. So what if I took this riff idea, and I was like, all right, let's move it. Let's let me move this out of the way here. Let's move it. I'm like, no, you know, like I said, I just kind of take the idea of what it is. He'll. Whatever it is, like that's not the best example, but that's kind of how I would take someone else's riff and be like, well, I like how they're doing this, you know. Jimbo out of here later. Metalhead Hippie Jimbo, thank you guys so much for tuning in, being so awesome as always. We're winding down here. We got 19 minutes left. Yeah, and that's the thing, you know. Just find all those riffs you like from Warren, and just be like, all right, how do I kind of like take something out of this? Like, I'm not tuning drop D. Playing rap songs on guitar, that's cool. Get the party started. I think the party's winding down at this point, man. My hands are telling me. They're like, hey, you're past the good note phase. You are venturing very close to jazz. Say that jokingly. I love jazz. Trying to get the fingers to wake up the last couple minutes here. Part of the issue is this Band-Aid, man. I hate the way it just like slides around when I try to put my thumb in the back of the neck. Eric, what's up, man? He says, hey dude, don't know if you remember me, but I told you I was going to play Eruption when I graduated this year. I just wanted to tell you I didn't get to because of the COVID, but still keep playing. Dude, that's awesome. I'm sorry, man. I'm sure the graduation was a little bit, you know, different than what you had planned, but for one, just huge congratulations on graduating, and you know, you'll still get to play Eruption in front of a bunch of people. No worries at all, man. Pink song on guitar. Yeah, who's I can't remember who plays the guitar for a lot of Pink stuff, but he's really, really good. The curly-haired blonde guy. Blonde-haired guy, I mean. Gunnerman, yeah, I was just playing it. I played it earlier tonight, man. I've had it tuned down, so I just tuned it back up to standard, so you'll see it more now. This Pink guy. Oh, okay, yeah, he's super, super good. Amazing guitar player. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, but this is the home stretch. I'm so tired. Seek and Destroy by Metallica. Sweet riff. Is that how it goes? Something like that, right? I don't remember anymore. What time is it here? It is almost 3 a.m. It's 2:50. 10 more minutes. Come on, let's all hang in there. I don't think I know any other Metallica songs. Oh. Is that how it goes? I don't remember how it goes. Oh man, I can't play any of those anymore. Oh, my Dreamboat. Yeah, you know what? No, they still have that. It's like the never-ending guitar. So if you know the full story, I shipped it to him and the neck got messed up in shipping. So they're gonna make me a new neck. But what happened was it all happened a little bit too close to NAMM. This is last NAMM, and so there is like, you know, there's just no way we can do this right now because you know, whenever they prepare for NAMM, You gotta think about it. You know, most of the time, all those guitars, if they bring like 20 guitars, 30 guitars, however many guitars they maybe like 20. I don't know how many they actually bring, but they have to like fork out the money and time for all of that stuff. You know, most of those things are not pre-sold. Some of them might be pre-sold, but most of them are just like brand new guitars that, you know, they had to lay out all the money for the material. So they're just kind of like, yeah, we'll have to get to this after NAMM. You know, there's no way we can do this right now. So obviously that's in January. After NAMM hits February, and you know, they're busy doing orders and stuff, and we're kind of like talking, and then all the COVID stuff happens, and Seymour Duncan shuts down because I'm converting it to HSS, so it needs a new pick guard, the neck needs fixed, and then I'm changing the pickups in it, and you know, so now they can't get pickups, you know, because Seymour Duncan shut down. They're not shipping any orders, and they were shut down for a long time. You know, so they literally, you know, were like stuck in limbo, like they couldn't get pickups. So now I think they're finally back up and running again, but now it's like, well, now they're behind on all the orders, so it's like a never-ending saga. And to me, I'm just kind of like, I was like, oh, don't worry about it, guys. You know, whenever we get to it, we'll get to it. You know. And then when it gets here, we can do a cool video like, hey, it's finally back after like 1 year or something. So eventually it'll be back, but there's no, obviously I want the guitar, but there's no pressure and no rush for them to get it done, you know. They've got more important things to take care of. Hey Rob, do you think you will ever take a top 5 easiest slide guitar songs? I would have to get a lot better at slide before I'd feel comfortable doing that, to be honest. The right broken guitars, fix them up. Pull out my 335 and then neck off the body and brilliant guitar. Awesome. What's up on the Peter Grant? Yeah, you know, lost lots of people this year. 5 more minutes. I can do this. I can do it. How's it go? Something along those lines. I can't remember that exact lick. Some kind of pentatonic thing that Dime does. You can all sleep when we're dead. Keep rocking and but we're well, it's time to go to sleep. Time to rest your head. Don't make a beat. I forget the rest of the words. Oh, there you go. Keep on keep on rocking down in free world. Arthur, thank you, dude. One more for down the road. I needed this time. Dude, thank you so much. Thank you guys all so much. What are we at? We got 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. We did it. 3 hours. Yo, fist bump to you. Fist bump to you. You. Hey, you in the corner. I got you. Fist bump to you. Everyone. Ultimate dad dance move. Man. Thank you guys for tuning in. There were like 400 and some of you guys here almost the entire time. That's amazing. I really appreciate it. You know, like I look forward to the live stream every single week. You know, I really do. We get to hang out. You know, I like it. I like it more because I get to actually talk with you guys. I know it's not necessarily face to face, but you know, hopefully it's maybe better than a comment response or something like that. Bros for life, always for life. Living after midnight. There it is. Is that it? Do 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 do. Tom Schultz. How's it go? No, that's not it. There it is. go. 3 hours. We made it. And we're officially tuned to that now. Now we need a riff written on that, right? Oh, man. Hey, John S., thank you so much for the super chat, man. Thank you, everybody. Kathy, again, thank you. Thank you very much. There we go. Alrighty, guys. Thank you all so very much. Hey, real quick, any birthdays coming up? I'm going to make this a usual thing on here. Got to try to remember this before I go. Like, my eyes are like so. I like saw myself. My eyes like smoking. Come on, baby, now I'm joking now. I can play Slipknot, right? One quick question: is 6 notes, 12 strings your album? Yeah, that's it. Yep. That's an old self-made EP, so it's not like professionally done or anything. It's just all I knew how to do at the time on my own little DAW. $33 in December. Well, your birthday's not close, but happy early birthday. Later in August? Alright, make sure you're here on a live stream. When your birthday's close, let me know. We'll do a rock and roll happy birthday. No worries at all. Hey, thank you guys all so much. As always, I truly do appreciate it. Big Red Tower, thank you so much for always doing such a great job moderating. All the channel members, thank you guys. All the people who were super chatting, that's incredibly kind of you. All of you guys just being here with me, it is, you know, super nice that anyone wants to hang out and listen to me blab at all. So, quick question, Rob, are you into buying replacement pickups for boutique makers, or usually just keep the guitars? I was just talking to Tom about this, and I was saying, I can only ever think of, I was talking to him, I can only think of one time, but I can only think of 2 times I've changed pickups in my life. And it's just kind of because whenever I get a guitar, it's typically because I want the sound of that guitar. So I don't really go hunting for stuff, you know? It's kind of like how my Charvel. I don't necessarily love the way it sounds, but it has its own sound, and sometimes that's what I need. No, it calls for the Charvel. I can tell it needs that tone or that, compression, whatever it has going on. So I really don't change. I don't change pickups. I've been approached by a lot of companies about demoing pickups, and I've always just kind of been like, I'm not your guy. I don't know how to change pickups for one, so I would have to take it to someone, and I'm like, if I did demo them, you would have to, not you necessarily. I don't know if you make pickups, but someone who makes pickups, I'm like, yeah, you'd have to foot the bill to change the pickups and all that stuff, and I'm like, I don't think it would be. I don't think it'd be worth it for anyone. Great show. And no, you guys, thank you for making the show so great. Like I said, I just appreciate you all being here. So, new videos as always next week. I'm excited. This last week I kind of took it. I did the videos, but I kind of took it easy on them. But I've got some big videos. I want to get back to hitting it hard on the YouTube stuff. So I'll see you on that. Oh, Metalhead Hippie, thank you so much, man. Double dipping. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. We need to write a Metalhead Hippie theme song. Here it is, but it needs it's got to have a hippie vibe to it, but it needs to be metal, and it needs to sound exactly like this. No, not that. It needs to go like this. Oh, here we go. I got it. He's the metalhead hippie. Hey, Shane's here. Woo! 3 hours too late. There you go, bud hippie. There it is. Oh, look, Mike. Mike shows up here at the end. All my dudes are here now. And I'm going to sleep. So, sorry, amigos. But I'm bouncing out of here. Hey, have a great night, everyone. Thank you again. And, Metalhead Hippie, I expect all royalties for that theme song. So, I'll see you all later. Have a great night. Let me figure out how to turn any of this stuff off. Here we go. Alright, later, guys. Have a great rest of your night. And I will see you later. Bye, guys.